So the new Dark Age idea, that's something that appeals to me on a very personal level. Everybody's got their boogeyman for what the world is, for why the world's in the shape it's in. Mine is globalism. This little cupboard. As they filter by, I'm gonna set them on fire.
Let's finish him off.
You're a robot too, I don't like this.
Mutations are nearly complete. Soon, I will be more powerful than you can imagine.
This is too intense to have this philosophical talk. Government on a scale comprehensible to its citizens, that's what Tracer Tong just said there. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. Every one of these political systems falls apart when you stretch it to such a large scale.
I will now explain why you have been allowed to reach Sector 3. Into that one is last doors to Sector 4.
Government on a scale comprehensible to its citizens. So all the political systems work when you put them on the small scale. Capitalism, the idea of the free market, that works on the small scale because you're only competing with a small amount of... You only have a small amount of competition. Right, so
Who the hell? Aim for the head.
if you got it on the global scale, you have to compete with the whole world.
Where'd he go? They say this just disappeared.
Like that's the thing with the fishing industry here in Canada. You'd think that the maritime provinces would have a thriving fishing industry, and they used to, because they're surrounded by water, all that. But because they have to compete with places like China and South America, where they don't have the same regulations, and people are willing to work for a heck of a lot less, there's almost no fishing industry in the Canadian Maritimes.
Oh my gosh.
That just doesn't seem right to me. So if you had... So because there's no industry out there, you got lots of people from the Maritimes moving to Calgary to become roughnecks working on the oil rigs.
Gone.
Now, call me crazy, but I think that people should be able to make a living in the place that they're born, right? Why should I have to move to Calgary to become a big fisherman, to become a roughneck when I should, by all rights, be able to make a living fishing here. It's just a shame. Other systems, they work on the small scale. Capitalism, and not communism, it gets a lot of bad press for infringing on people's rights, but communism is the natural state of a family unit.
Get out of here. You don't belong in this sector.
Why don't you make me get out, buddy?
Go!
I'm not going nowhere.
Get out of here. You don't belong in this sector.
You just talk, Jerry. You just talk.
Go!
Like if I make something, you shouldn't have done that, Jerry. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you, Jerry. You're dead. Dead man. Where was I? If I make something nice, I'm happy to give it to my friends and my family without any charge because I like them. It makes me happy to make them happy. Right, that's, and they'll do the same for me. I got a friend who helps me work on my house. Doesn't ask anything for it. Gives me some free materials, buckets and nails that he doesn't need, so doesn't ask me anything for it. Just gives them to me because it makes me happy and that makes him happy. So that's communism on a small scale, and even with larger things like my town, I'm prepared to work for the betterment of my town because that makes my life better. It has a immediate impact. It has a direct impact on my life. Whereas I'm not so willing to spend my hard-earned coin to make things better in Africa because I don't have any frame of reference for rural Africa. I've never been there, I'm never going to go there. So even if I am making the world better by giving to those charities, I don't get anything out of it because I'm never going to see the effects that I'm having. And so yeah, regardless of what your political system is, it tends to work better if you just they all tend to work better on the small scale. They all tend to fall apart when you get to the big scale. One issue with it's another political system, let's say democracy. One of the issues with democracy is that you're trying to govern a huge body. So with people from different regions have different priorities. So when Stephen Harper gets into power, is it any wonder that he slashes environmental bills because he's from Calgary or somewhere, Edmonton or somewhere like that, where they rely on the oil. Without the exploitation of their environment, they can't exist out there. But the priorities of someone from Edmonton, they're very different from the priorities of an Ontarian. Harvesting resources is a relatively small part of the Ontario economy, so right, we got these nice forests that we love very much, so it's we want the environmental bills. But you see that somebody from Edmonton can't really speak for the people of Ontario properly, and someone from Ontario can't speak for the people of Edmonton properly. And I have no idea where I'm going. So I need a code to get through this door here. Area 51, Bravo 13. Okay, there was a terminal up here. Open. Unlocked. Off. Reactor lab B3. Now, sorry if I'm getting all political with this. Prefer to stay away from politics, but the game's posing interesting questions. But there are also drawbacks to the new Dark Age ending. Everything's going to get more expensive.
These are the antimatter reactors. 2 giant bombs waiting to blow. But first you will have to go to Sector 4 to shut down the coolant. Watch out for the escaped Greys down below.
Couldn't possibly go through something like that. You'd kill everyone, including yourself.
Okay, that didn't work. That did not work at all.
These are the antimatter reactors. 2 giant bombs waiting to blow. But first you will have to go to Sector 4 to shut down the coolant. Watch out for the escaped Greys down below.
You couldn't possibly go through something like that. You'd kill everyone, including yourself.
What was I saying? I was talking about the new Dark Age. Yeah, so there's a lot of... Everything would become more expensive because we couldn't rely on cheap Chinese
They still there?
goods.
Who?
The Greys. They're right outside by the reactors.
You mean space aliens?
We lost power when the missile hit. The cages, they came unlocked.
You have a pretty clean shot at the surface if you leave now.
No, not until I see troops. How'd you get back here? This area is restricted.
I was thinking about firing up the reactors.
Good one. Even the Seraphic 8X guys say the reaction's too unstable. They only bring it up to run tests.
Alien technology?
And that's what they say, but I think it's a lie. The Greys are just clones. They say from cells they got at Roswell, but how do we know? They could have just engineered monkeys to not have any hair.
Can the Greys run the reactors?
Ha! They're monkeys. That's the thing. Maybe they have super brains, but they don't know anything about any alien civilization because they grew up in cages. Never been to Sector 4 myself, but they locked the blast doors because they're doing more than cloning down there. I found out one of the codes, 1038, but that turned out to be for the Aquinas hub, here in Sector 3. I don't know. Maybe the Aquinas system can...
1038, that's all I needed to know. What was I saying? Everything would be more expensive, but you could make a living as a craftsman. Here in Canada, it's really hard to make a living as a craftsman because you have to compete with goods that are made by communists who pay their people $1 an hour. So people aren't willing to pay what a product is actually worth.
All the way down, JC. Get to Page's compound and take him out. Everett and I will join you shortly. We'll bring back the old institutions, the prosperity of the last century, the giddy acquiescence. Trust us, JC. We can put the world back together.
Now there's a voice I haven't heard in years. Rueful, as I would expect for the fall of the Illuminati, pining for its return. Either nostalgic or senile. Oh well, the old take comfort in delusions. No harm done.